Ashish Kyal joins in. Ashish, well, you've seen a bit of a bounce from the lows. The Nifty Bank has well come off close to 200 points. Not asking you which generation you're of with regard to the cricketing parlance that we were referring to. But tell us, how are you feeling about the markets? What are the levels you're looking at? And fill us in with a couple of trading picks.
Absolutely. I'm also from the same generation, Nigel. How Dravid, Azhar, and Tendulkar played. So that was altogether a different cricket, and the best was the India-Pakistan match at those point of time. So having said that, if you look at the markets, there is, for me, there is no bounce back. If you look at the past 16 days of daily chart, not a single close has happened on Nifty above the prior candle high, above the prior day high. That's the simplest way to follow the trend. And these 16 days, I think it's a record. I have not seen it post 2020 COVID, where Nifty has not closed above the prior day high for a running 16 days. On the weekly chart, it has been, I think, running 19 days, nearly running 8 or 9 weeks when we have not managed to protect the prior week low. It has been breaking the lows. It has been managing to close above the high, but again breaking the low. So it has been 9 consecutive weeks. If we look at this entire downtrend which has started, I think this is one of the deepest correction that we have seen post-COVID 2020. And if I take a Fibonacci retracement from the lows of the COVID till the top, the 23.6% retracement comes to around 21,800 odd levels. So that's the first support zone. 21,800 is what I'm seeing. If that is breached, then the next 50% comes to around 21,300 levels. And that's a very important level also, because if you see the election lows were formed around 21,287 and the election top was around is already broken right now. So the event low and the top are very, very crucial. So I think the bottom has to form. It has to form around the zone of 21,287 to 21,700, 800. That's the zone where one should start nibbling on to all the good stocks. And the easiest way to identify those good stocks are the ones that has not fallen or contributed much on the ongoing downside. So if you look at a few names that I have to take, something like a Bajaj Finance, something like a Shriram Finance, something like HDFC Bank, to be honest, that you were talking about. So those are the stocks that has not contributed towards the fall. And that shows a very strong relative outperformance, which means when the market stabilizes, these will emerge as the ongoing leader. So over the short term, index remains on the sell side, but we are oversold right on the daily time frame, right on the hourly. On the 15 minutes on the hourly, we are quoting around, I think, 15, 16 on the RSI, which has been extremely oversold. So short-term pullbacks are possible, but use that pullback to sell, maybe for the target of 21,800 on the downside over near term. And for me to turn bullish, it has to give a close above prior day high. Very simple.
You mentioned a few of those stocks. Stick to the higher name, better quality names if you'd like. I think you mentioned a couple of financial as well as banking names. You want to give us individual stock calls?
Yes, from the individual stock calls, one on the buy side is going to be on Bajaj Finance, which I have talked about already. Even over short term, I think the stock is outperforming. Yesterday, it gave a bullish breakout. Today, there is some pressure, but I think it should head towards the level of around 9,000 on the upside, 9,000, 9,200. It is possibly it's one of the third wave on the upside as per Elliott wave, and so it's going to be good move that we are expecting. On the downside, the support for the stock comes to around 8,380. That's the first one. And the next one is on the buy side is Interglobe Aviation. We can clearly see an outperformance, possibly forming a triangle in the fourth wave pattern. And if it manages to break that 4,600, we can expect it to run towards 5,100 in the form of fifth wave. So 5,100 is the target for Interglobe. And on the downside, the support for the stock is going to be around 4,300 levels.
Ashish Kyal is back with us. Ashish, a bit of a bounce on select stocks. Give us a couple of trading picks.
Yes, Nigel, if you look at, I think, Home First Finance, that has shown a very sharp recovery today, huge volumes. It has gone up by nearly 8%. And as we speak, it is now 9.5% up, already from at around above 1,000 levels. So it looks like there is going to be a positive target of 1,100 on Home First Finance that we can expect. On the downside, one can maintain a stop loss of around 955 and use any dips to buy. That's the first stock on the buy side. And the next stock is on the sell side is Piramal Enterprise. We can see it is breaking below the multi-week low and the stock is closing at that levels. So Piramal Enterprise looks to be weak. I think it can move toward the level of around 800 on the downside. One can maintain a stop loss of 900 levels on the upside.
Right, Ashish. Thanks a lot for that.